Hi folks, I'm Bill McKick at Take Home Golf Pro, and for my students I have you guys doing a feet together 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock drill. And I'd like to demonstrate what that looks like today for you so you have a good idea when you're practicing on your own what you're supposed to be doing. Number one, we're going to put our feet together. And I'm going to assume my normal position, my normal stance. So we already spoke about our good grip. We spoke about our good posture. So we shouldn't be standing too straight up, too bent over, somewhere right in the middle. I assume my good posture. I assume my good grip. Enjoy the sound of the geese flying by. Okay, so my feet are together now. I have my good grip, my good stance. My first move, as we discussed, is I'm going to do my takeaway. Remember, you have an option at this point to push back with your left hand or pull back with your right hand. We're going to be pushing back with our left hand. Why? Because it automatically starts my body turning. If I pull back with my right hand, I can get to this position here, which here's my chest that hasn't turned at all. So I want my left hand to bring the club all the way back. And where's that position we're bringing it back to? Right to about there. That's about 18 inches back, 1 inch inside my target line. So my takeaway looks like this. No need to get my club off the ground quickly. A lot of people I see stand up like this. Let this left hand bring the club back nice and slow. Low and slow is your mantra there. And what does this position do for you? Number one, and the only one that is it keeps your body down. Notice if I bring this club back and start lifting up, my body lifts up. I want to bring this club back low and slow. That's going to put me in this position. Now from here, we're going to do the cocking of the wrist. And like I said, if you just hold your arm straight out in front of you, lift your wrist straight up and down, that's what we're going to be doing. And that's going to happen right back here. Okay? So we're doing our takeaway. And we're cocking our wrist. That's it. We're going to stop right here when we get to this 9 o'clock position. Now notice what else happened while I was doing this. Not only did my arms come back, but my body turned as well. If I had a little pointer on my chest here, notice that when I bring this club back, my chest also turns. As I hinge and cock my wrist and bring the club up to here, my chest is turned back to here, away from my back is to my target, my chest is turned away from my target. Okay? So I don't want to be doing the thing where I just come back here and pull my arms straight up. I want my body and arms moving together. Now if you start this club moving back with your left hand, notice it's going to start my body turning, and if I continue keeping this arm right here connected to my torso and turning, my hand finishes back here at 9 o'clock, but so does my body. Now the one thing we want to prevent doing is this move right here. We have our feet together, we're going to do our little takeaway and our hinge and cock, and we should look like this. Notice how my spine has not changed its angle, okay? That's really important. A lot of people I see come back here, then do something like this. What that means is from here to the ground, they have to drop back down to get back to that ball. So make sure you keep your spine in a proper position and leave it right where it is. Head and spine should stay right where they are. Now when I do my takeaway and my hinge and cock, I'm in this position, okay? And from head on, that looks like, face on, that looks like this, okay? Now notice my hands and my body have turned. Now, first move from here. This is as far as I want to go with this drill. Remember, the whole theory behind this drill is that I'm going to teach myself to hit from this position. So when I go to my full swing, I'm going to be able to come back here, drop back down to this position here, which is exactly the position we're hitting from. Okay? So I do my takeaway and my hinge and cock. From here, I want to start feeling my lower body unwind and feeling what that does just by turning my hips out a little bit. See how it pulls my hands down to here? Okay. Some people say it's like I'm pulling down my left hand, but actually my body, just turning my hips a little bit right there, is going to pull my hands down. Now once I get to here, I want to feel like the butt of my club is pulling at that ball for a little bit, and that's going to put me in this position. Remember, the whole reason for getting to this cock position here is this is where my power is. If I immediately release my right hand at the ball, I've lost all my power immediately. So I want to try to feel this motion right here. And I can do that with this little 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock drill. This is the position right here that separates the good players from the high handicap players. Right there, this move right here. This is the move I want to recreate on this little drill. So I'm going to pull down with my left hand. Actually turn my hips, which is going to pull my hands down. It's going to feel like I'm pulling down with my left hand here. What I want to prevent is this move here. This is what a lot of people do. They can't wait to get to that ball and they just come over the top and chop it straight down. Okay, so here I am. Feet together. Low and slow takeaway. Hinge and cock. And make sure my body's turned. Now don't, remember my hands stay in front of my chest. I'll show you from this angle here. Takeaway, hinge and cock. Notice how my hands stay in front of my chest. A lot of people I see like to do something that looks like this. Chest is here, hands are back there. That doesn't work. Just imagine a baseball player getting up and trying to bat like this. Nobody bats like that, they bat like this with their hands out in front of their chest. Same thing with this. Hands remain in front of my chest. So, my takeaway, my hinge and cock, I pull back down and at impact I should look something like this. Weights on my left foot, even though my feet are together, but weights on my left side. My hip is open and my club is pushed forward a little bit. At a dress like this, at impact I'm more like this, pushing forward, okay? That's something you're gonna see in a video. Don't worry too much about what your impact position is gonna look like because it happens too quickly, you're not gonna be able to deal with that. Okay, after impact, remember I'm hitting the ball and the club continues moving down after I hit the ball. Once I get to about here, I'm going to do what happened on the way back, happens on the way forward. Remember on the way back I had a takeaway and a hinge and cock. On the way through, I have a follow through and a hinge and cock, okay? So my drill is, you've heard the swing is like a big U shape. Well, here's my U, my takeaway, hinge and cock, hit the ball, follow through, hinge and cock. That's all this drill is. Let's see if I can hit one for you here. Takeaway, hinge and cock, hit the ball. And I come back and I finish right here. Now, a lot of people that have been used to releasing too soon back here, they need to take a bigger takeaway and a bigger swing. It starts looking like a full swing with your feet together. I really want you to focus on just letting your wrist do all the work here. Wrist, arms, and body, I should say. And I don't want to just, here's an arm swing. I get no power. The only power I generate from that swing is whatever I can generate from my arms alone. Remember, arms and body working together at the same time. Here's my arms, here's my body. When I get to here, hands are in front of my chest, remember. A lot of people get too crazy and turn way too much. This is real simple. Takeaway, hinge and cock, hit the ball. Okay? That is the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock drill. I think it's the best drill in golf. Why? It's teaching you what happens in the hitting zone. What's supposed to happen, the good release of the wrists on this side. If you're one of the people that aren't releasing your wrist, you're going to find that you're not able to make the swing comfortably. If you're one of these guys that hold on to the club real strong with your tight right hand, you're going to find that it's going to pull you over. This drill forces you to make a proper turn around your lower body. So I'm rotating my body around a very stable lower base. Continued success with this drill. If you do this drill often, and I did it often, your game's going to get much better.